Happy Tuesday. Baseball is pissing me off. Let's keep grinding. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven. Tuesday, September 12th is here, and Monday sucked. Man, we can't catch a break, guys. We're going to get a hot streak soon. I know we will, but I just have one question about what happened. What in the hell is the Brewers coach doing leaving Woodruff in for the ninth inning? You're up by 11 million runs. You want to get him a complete game? Who the freak cares? That made no sense. He was like around 90 pitches, and they threw him back out there for the ninth. He had under 4.5 hits allowed, which was my bet. And of course, he gives up a couple hits in the ninth to ruin that. So it made no sense to me with the kind of game that was going on, but it is what it is. They don't care about the bet. So also, that Monday Night Football game, holy crap, that was awesome. That was a good game. Poor Aaron Rodgers. Looks like he may never complete one pass in a Jets uniform this year because it's not looking pretty. But anyways, movie recap, movie Monday. Thank you guys for participating. You guys gave me some great answers. I also realized it might be a little weird that I've never seen Coming to America. It's a famous movie, and I've never seen it. It's kind of weird. The Jerk with Steve Martin was another recommendation. I have not seen that. Airplane. A couple people said that one. I think I've seen parts of it, but I think I need to see it again. And then three movies that I have seen that I loved: Wedding Crashers, Kingpin, and Step Brothers. Three awesome freaking movies. Three movies that might be in my top 10-ish comedy movies. So another one was Life. I've never seen it. I might have to check it out. So thank you guys for participating. You know I like to have some fun on this channel too. Um, man, we got to freaking bounce back. We are so incredibly due for a hot streak. It's unbelievable. I'm hard on myself. Don't worry. I'm pissed off about all this. I still like baseball, but it is really irritating me. So we still got a big show. I'm not stopping the grind. We're going to help you guys out as much as we can. Good hitter matchups. We got the aces of bases coming back. Good pitcher strikeout matchups. The pitcher report. And then we're going to end it with my average bets slash suggestions because they do not deserve to be called best bets. They are freaking awful the last couple weeks. So if you want to fade me and you win money, go for it. I'm just here to help any way I can. So I also got a parlay at the end because why the hell not? Let's just mix it up. I got a little three-leg parlay that hopefully we can use to kickstart a hot streak. So we got a big show. Before we dive into the good hitter matchups, I'm going to give you the best number one positive EV bet on OddsJam, and we're going to talk a little OddsJam right now. All right, you all know NFL has officially began. Week 1 is in the books. You guys have to go sign up with them. There is so much help there. It's unbelievable. User-friendly website, positive EV screens. If you love player props, they help you out a lot. So go check that out. The link is below. Use the promo code JABO. You get 25% off. There is so much info in that website. It's awesome. The number one positive EV bet, I'm just going to give it to you. You don't even have to sign up to get it. It is the over 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings in the Rangers and Blue Jays. You can see detail there when you go sign up and all that, but odds wise and positive expected value, that is the number one bet today. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean just blindly bet it. Do some research, see if you like it. It's a plus money bet, so it's not a bad option. But anyways, that's OddsJam. Go use that promo code JAVO, 25% off. Now it's time to get into the good hitter matchups. All right, we have a humongous slate of MLB action today, and I got 17 good hitter matchups. Let's go check them out. All right, you're going to notice that we have a lot of double headers. Well, maybe not a lot, 2, 3 at least. So there are a ton of White Sox hitters, and when you see them facing different pitchers, that is why, because there are double headers. As you can see, we got 4 right off the bat versus Jordan Lyles. And then they play Brady Singer later on. There's 2 more there and another one on the next page. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. We got some good matchups though. Aaron Judge is also in. Giancarlo Stanton are hitting Pavetta pretty well. The White Sox players, bet at your own risk. They've thrown in the towel on this season, but I'm actually kind of surprised at some success versus Max Fried. We got Realmuto, Trey Turner, who's crushing everybody, and Bryce Harper all hitting well off Max Fried with some bombs. And then, yeah, other than that, and Castellanos as well. So, yeah, that's the first page. Let's go check out page number 2. And there we go, another White Sox player, of course. Adam Wainwright's on the mound. We'll talk about that a little bit later, actually. So he's 5 for 12. Mr. O'Hearn versus him. Travis d'Arnaud hitting Zach Wheeler pretty well. It's a good matchup. Zach Wheeler versus Max Fried. Not too shabby, but those are the best hitter matchups. Hopefully that helps you guys go hit some hitter parlays, over bases, whatever it is that you guys need to do. Go get some winners. All right, now it's time for the aces of bases. All right, this one starts with the man, Matt Olson, who just hit his 50th home run of the season. That is pretty freaking impressive. But he leads the league in the last 10 days with 40 total bases. And Trey Turner, who's been up here for quite a while now, has 34, along with Seiya Suzuki, who is just crushing it for the Cubs right now. Obviously, you got to have a couple Braves hitters on every page. We got Ronald Acuna. No real surprises. Bellinger's been a mainstay on these pages as well. Marcus Simeon and Gunnar Henderson for the Orioles is just on an absolute tear right now. And then we finish it with two AL West with Altuve and my boy J Rod. And the Mariners suck, by the way. Freaking A. Anyways, let's go to page two. We got Corey Seager, Tommy Pham, and then we got the nine hitter for the Braves at Michael Harris. But not too many big surprises here, except Willie Adames. He hasn't been on many of these lists. He has 25 bases. And then we got a four-way tie for the last three spots. Yuli Gurriel, Nolan Jones, Velasquez, and Torkelson. They all have 23 total bases. Also, right above them, Royce Lewis. He's been on a roll for the Twins. He's been hitting really well lately. So good to see that because he's been through a ton of injuries in his career. All right, those are the aces of bases. Now let's talk some arms. All right, even though we have a ton of games today, we only have three good pitcher strikeout matchups, and two of them are actually two Red Sox pitchers versus the Yankees because there's a doubleheader. So here we go. First one, Nick Pivetta versus the Yankees. Yankees, highest strikeout percentage versus righties last 30 days, 28.1. Pivetta, 150 Ks in 117 innings. Last time he faced the Yankees, he had 8 strikeouts. Joe Ryan, the man with two first names, facing the Rays. Rays, seventh highest K percentage versus righties in the last 30 days at 24.5%. Ryan, 169 Ks in 141 innings. In his last five home starts, he has 7, 7, 9, 9, and 10 strikeouts. Not too shabby. Crawford is the last one. Cutter Crawford versus the Yankees. This is game two, I believe. I think game one is Nick Pivetta. Yankees, we already know, highest strikeout. Crawford, 107 Ks in 107.1 innings. In his last start versus the Yankees, he had 5 Ks. So I like the Pivetta matchup better, obviously, but we'll see where the lines drop. So those are the three best pitcher strikeout matchups. Now let's go on to the pitcher report. All right, we got 17 freaking games on Tuesday, September 12th. There is a lot to get into. Here's the first page of the pitcher report. Adam Wainwright, we all know he is probably the worst pitcher in Major League Baseball right now, which is crappy for him because he was one of the best for a long time. Going up against John Means. If you follow baseball and you have for a while, you know John Means. He's been a pretty good pitcher for the Orioles the last couple of years. He had a big injury. He is now making his first start of the season. I believe he had like a 3.7 ERA in his rehab starts this year in the minors. So we'll see. But if he has any sort of form like he used to have, that is going to be a big boost to Baltimore, and that should be a good pitching advantage. We'll see how deep in the game he goes, though. Other than that, guys, there's not a ton to get excited about except for Max Fried versus Zach Wheeler, the ace for each team, or maybe Strider, but either way. As you can see, expected ERAs of 2.83 and 3.10, good strikeout percentages, good walk percentages. I mean, those are two solid pitchers and also two very good offenses. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. And then Max Scherzer, as the Rangers try to hold on for dear life, they go from the favorite to win the AL West to just trying to get into the wild card right now. So that should be a good matchup there too, as the Blue Jays are fighting for that playoff spot. That is a humongous series in Toronto. So that's page number one. Let's move on to page number two, the final 9 matchups. I had to keep adding matchups because games got canceled and all that. So as you can see on the bottom is game 2 of the Yankees and Boston series. Other than that, there's not a ton of great matchups here, to be honest with you. Michael Waka is due for some negative regression. I mean, we're looking at 2.99 ERA and a 4.12 expected ERA. I just don't understand how he is just limiting so many runs. At some point, I thought about the Dodgers team total over 4.5 as an option just because I think they get to him. But Verlander's on the mound also against JP Sears. Man, Oakland just beat Houston 4-0 yesterday. Yeah, make that make sense. But the best matchup on this page, probably Littell and Joe Ryan in Minnesota. But both pitchers kind of been struggling a little bit, but we'll talk about that game a little later. And we'll see if the Mariners can pull their head out of their ass and actually beat the Angels with woo 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 on the mound, baby. That's right. So that's the pitcher report. And now it is time to move on to my favorite average bets. All right, here we go. I know I'm calling these average bets, but I still put in a ton of research. We are due for some winners, so let's get after it today. Bet number one takes us to Colorado. You know I got something for you. In Colorado, you apparently cannot buy a car on a Sunday. Someone who lives there has to tell me if that's true. That is absolutely bonkers. Apparently, you can buy tires and other accessories, but you cannot buy a car on a Sunday in Colorado. Mind boggling. Anyways, Colorado hosting the Cubs. Cubs money line minus 180, Rockies money line plus 150 with an over under of 11 and a half runs. My best bet in this game, it is a player prop. The man that we've tailed before, Cody Bellinger, over 1.5 bases at minus 110. Bellinger has the sixth most total bases in the last 10 days, as you just saw on our Aces of Bases segment. 31 is quite a bit, that's for sure. He is over this in 7 of his last 12 games. He's hitting 323 in the last 15 days, and he is facing, this is going to be the theme of this show, that's for sure, Chris Flexen and an awful Rockies bullpen. Flexen giving up 12.1 hits per 9 innings, 7.36 ERA, just one of the worst pitchers in all of baseball. We know the bullpen's awful. Coors Field, wind blowing out. Absolutely give me Bellinger. I don't mind a home run prop for him. I think he goes off like a lot of these Cubs hitters, which we will talk about later. But my first best bet, Bellinger over 1.5 bases. Let's move on to bet number two. All right, game number two takes us out to Minnesota, where it is illegal to tie an elephant to a parking meter. I can't even make this stuff up. They also say it's illegal to sleep naked. Who the heck would catch you? I doubt they really enforce that, but I just thought that was funny. All right, here we go. Twins hosting the Rays. Twins money line minus 130. Rays money line plus 110 with an over under of 8 runs. And that is my best bet right there. That last part is the over 8 runs at minus 120 in this game. Zach Littell takes the mound for the Rays. He converted from a reliever earlier this year, and he was pitching well, but he's kind of stumbled a bit lately. 18 earned runs given up in his last 35.2 innings. He may be hitting a little bit of a wall since he's throwing a ton of innings this year. But the Twins are just absolutely swinging the bats well. They are a top 5 offense in the league right now versus right-handed pitching, and they have Joe Ryan on the mound for them. He's kind of been hit and miss. He hasn't been as consistent as dominant as he was at the beginning part of the season. But in 12 Joe Ryan starts at home this year, the over is 9, 2, and 1. So 9 of the 12 games of Joe Ryan pitching at home have gone over. Part of that is probably because of this Twins bullpen, which isn't very good either. But he's given up 14 earned runs in his last 4 home starts. He's just been okay. The Rays offense, the 7th best overall offense versus righties. So the pitchers are okay. They're fine. But this is all about the offenses to me, guys. We're talking about 2 top 7 offenses that are swinging the bat really well. 8 is a really low total. Only way we lose is 7 or less. Hash brown math. I did that in my head. So give me the over 8 runs as my second best bet of the night. Let's move on to the hitter parlay. All right, my third bet is a hitter parlay. We haven't done this in a few days, and I love this one. We got Trey Turner of the Phillies and Julio Rodriguez, J Rod of the Seattle Mariners to each get one hit at minus 108 on FanDuel. Let's start out with the red hot Trey Turner. He is 13 for 32 versus Max Fried, hitting 406. That is crazy to me because Max Fried is a good pitcher, but he's hitting him well. He has 34 total bases the last 10 days. You just saw on the Aces of Bases, which is second most in the league. He has 1+ hit in 19 of his last 20, and he actually has 2+ hits in 7 of his last 8 games. This guy, I mean, scorching hot might be an understatement. This guy is just swinging the bat really well. To have 2 or more hits in 7 of the last 8 is crazy to me. Next one, Julio Rodriguez of the Mariners. He has 1+ hit in 21 of his last 25 games. He has 9 for his last 18. That's 500 average. Again, hash brown math. Sandoval, he's facing the lefty, giving up 8.8 hits per 9 innings, just, average. And then we got a bad Angels bullpen coming in behind him. So I like Julio and I like Trey Turner to stay hot. Each get one hit at minus 108. Now, it is time for the Kickstart Parlay. All right, here we go. I'm calling this the Kickstart Parlay because we need something to put a fire up under us, get some winners, and get on a freaking hot streak. And since it's hard to hit one bet, why not put 3 together, right? So here we go. First leg, Orioles money line. Then we got the Cubs team total over 6.5 runs, and Freddie Freeman 1+ hit. That is at plus 275. Let's start out with the first one. We're going back to the well with the Orioles. They just need to win the game. and they are going up against Adam Wainwright. You guys know all about Adam Wainwright by this point. He's just not a good pitcher. He is ready to retire, which I'm sure he's doing here in about a month or so. But the Cards bullpen is not good behind him too. Not that that really matters. The only wild card in this game really is John Means. He has been good the last couple of years for the Orioles, but this is his first start of the year. You don't know exactly what to expect. He looked decent, and reports are good out of the rehab starts, but he probably won't go deep. The Orioles bullpen is just fine. I don't have any worries about them. So I just think the Orioles are going to score plenty. Means they'll get the job done enough, and I think they beat the Cardinals pretty easy in this game. So next one. This one might sound scary, obviously. The Cubs team total over 6.5. That is freaking high. I get it. Okay. But we've already talked about this. Flexen is on the mound. We already talked about how bad he is over 7 ERA, all that kind of stuff. The Cubs should absolutely crush him. I mean, absolutely crush him. I like this Cubs offense. Ballpark Pal, if you ever use that, they have a plus 29% increase in runs, plus 31% in doubles and triples, and plus 21% in home runs. We are talking, ladies and gentlemen, Coors Field, wind blowing out. It is going to be so many freaking runs. I would not be shocked if the Cubs hit double digits, honestly. I just think they're going to get a crap ton of runs. So 9 guaranteed at bats, that doesn't hurt either. So give me the Cubs team total over 6.5. The final one, Freddie Freeman, 1+ hit. Hopefully the safest part of this one. He's hitting 315 in the last 15 days. He's 5 for 12 versus Michael Waka Waka. And the Padres offense isn't that good either. It's Freddie Freeman. Don't let us down, Freddie. So give me the Orioles money line, Cubs team total over, and Freeman to get 1+ hit at plus 275. And those are the bets for today. I almost said best bets. We're going to stick to the word average today. But those are the bets for today. Let's go to that bets recap page. All right, there it is, guys. Bellinger over 1.5 bases, over 8 in the Rays and Twins. Trey Turner and Julio Rodriguez. I almost said J Rod. 1+ hit each at minus 108. And then the parlay, Orioles, Cubs, and Freddie Freeman, 1+ hit. There it is, guys. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I know the last couple weeks betting wise hasn't been great, but hopefully all this research is really helping you guys out too. It's been a crazy long MLB season. We're winding down the last few weeks. Again, reminder, the NFL Week 2 best bets will be coming out late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. We had a winning weekend thanks to a nice 2-0 finish on Monday Night Football. So anyways, thank you guys again. We're on the path to 7,000 subscribers thanks to you guys. Hope everyone has a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you later.